Hey, what's up YouTube fam? If you're watching this video today, you're interested in GroovePages, but you might not be understanding what it is or how to use it. So what I've done is I've actually had a little play around with it, maybe about 20-30 minutes, and I think I've cracked the code. I understand how it works, and I'm sort of going to show you how you can quickly build landing pages with GrooveFunnels today. It's a really cool builder, especially because GrooveFunnels is actually free right now due to COVID-19. I think they launched a little bit earlier, so a few of the features aren't fully established yet. But that being said, it's a great website builder. It's only going to get better with time. It's like a fine wine. And if you want to refer it to other types of companies, if you want to compare it, it comes from the same sort of team as Kartra. So you'll notice a lot of the things inside Kartra are the same. And the guy, Mike Filsaime, who's actually who's the founder of it, he's been a part of major tech companies in the past as well. So this tool has got big legs. It might not be 100% right now, but it is fully usable, and I'm going to show you how you can quickly create a page today, or create pages and sell your own digital products. Now, what I'm going to be doing, just as a point of reference so you can understand, is actually copy the front page of GroovePages. So it's a really cool little interactive sort of tutorial, so make sure you stick around. And if you haven't yet got GroovePages, make sure you click the link in this video. That will get you a free sign up, and it'll also be helping support this channel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump behind the screen and I'm going to start building this site. Alright guys, so here we are behind the screen. As you can see, here is the GroovePages page you can originally see if you go to the website. As you can see, people are joining up quite frequently here, which is really cool to see. But what you will notice is on this page I've actually logged in. If you haven't yet signed up, guys, make sure you do use the link in the description. But once you log in, you will come here, and what we want to do is click on GroovePages on the left. And you'll see here, I'm allowed 3 sites absolutely free, which is incredible considering I don't think there's any other landing page builders out there that you can use without paying for. So this is amazing in itself. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to copy this site. Now, it is quite a big page, but I'm just going to build the majority of it just to sort of show you how you can actually use GroovePages, okay? So first thing you want to do is get to GroovePages and then click New Site. Once you see that, you will see blank templates, start from scratch, or if you click the templates thing, you will have all these different templates. Now, I'm actually going to start from the beginning. You'll notice a lot of these are the premium as well, so you won't actually get access to them. I think there's 5 you can use, these 5, which is fine, but we're actually going to start from scratch. So I'm going to click blank template and then press start building. Now it's only going to take a few minutes to load, and just remember this is in beta, so there's going to be a few little bugs. I think that's sort of the comparison, or the exception, because it is free. So I mean, there's no problems with it. As time goes on, it's going to get obviously better and better. So just stick with it, especially if you're trying to find a cheap alternative. There is a lifetime deal going as well. If you want to have the software forever, then you can get all of the updates in the future. Right, so the first thing we want to do, so looking at this, I'm going to want to have quite a few different building blocks. So what we do is we actually come to blocks. So this is our page here. As you can see, it mimics sort of a web page. But if we go to blocks, we can actually see what things like. Now, if you want to do, I don't know why these first couple don't show up, but if you want to use blocks that you can see what it looks like, it's got all the colors and all that sort of stuff, you can choose it from here. But I'm actually going to go with wireframes, which pretty much means it's the skeleton of the page or the blocks, and we'll go from there. So you can choose which ones you want. I'm just going to click all blocks to show you sort of what you can expect, okay? So if you come down, you see all these sort of like notification bars, or there's some basic headings. I'm just going to keep scrolling down to the bottom. It feels sort of like this top section is for landing pages rather than sort of website-y type things. So I'm going to keep scrolling down until I see a menu bar. See, we're starting to see the menu bars now at the top. And I'm actually going to choose this one here. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to drag it. And then you'll see drop your block here. So I've dropped the block, and here it is. And I'm actually just going to zoom out a little bit so we can see it a bit better. That's a bit better. All right, that's looking much nicer. Now, as you can see, it's gray, it's ugly. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually change the background. You'll see we've got expert mode is turned off. I'm just going to go straight into expert mode. I'm going to click on background, color, and make it white. I'm going to do the same for the menu, background, white. Now it's already looking loads better. Now if I come to the site, right, we've got this, which is a image, and we have got a button and some colors. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to save this image. Obviously, if you guys are creating your own versions, you'll have your own imagery to put in here. And what I'm going to do is I might actually just delete this part and drop in a image module. Elements. On the left here, you've got elements. It's got all your bits and pieces. And I'm just going to drag this image block here. Right. So I've dragged it, double click on it, and then you'll see this design and configure. I want to configure it. I want to choose an image, and I've actually already uploaded this because I had to play with it before, but I'll show you how you can do it. Just drag in from the downloads bar or click on it to upload from your computer. It's going to pop up here, but that doesn't actually mean it's uploaded. What you have to then do is click this upload button, and then it's just going to take a few seconds. There's a small circle here you probably can't see, and then it is loaded, right? And then we click select and then update, and now there it shows up, right? So it's very cool. You can play with the sizing and everything too if you want. You can make it bigger, smaller, all of that sort of good stuff, but that's the basics of it right there. All right. Now you'll see my button at the top right here has got login. I'm not going to worry about the free button right now, but what I can do is click on the button, come over here to design, and you'll see we've got text. The text is actually fine. It's white on there anyway, so that's fine. I just need to change the background. So I'm going to go to colors, background color, click on hover over the pink, and it's going to show me different shades. So I'm just going to choose one, click on it, and then click off. That's cool. Now if you want to link it, all you do is click configure, and then you go link to URL, and then you can put in the URL here. Okay, so it's really simple to do. Now on the left there's your logo. Now I'm going to just steal the GroovePages logo like so. And once again, double click, configure, choose image, and I'm going to drop the image onto here. It's going to take a few seconds, click upload, and then you'll see I've already done it here, but here it is, GroovePages, select, and then update, and you'll see it is now changed. Now this home button here, I can leave it there if I want, but I'm going to delete it. There's no point having it right there. Cool, so now it's looking a bit better. I'm just going to copy the text and highlight it. Ooh, highlight it again, paste, press backspace. Now it needs to get a little bit bigger. So what you can do is you can just highlight everything and then slide the size module, right? So that looks a bit more decent, which is cool. And then this part right here, I'm going to copy this. So you can see how quickly it is to actually create these pages. It's not the most polished builder right now, but it's still extremely functional, right? Still extremely functional. I'll just quickly create this button, get GroovePages lifetime access. So I'll click on button. Now on the right, you'll see configure, same thing. Get GroovePages lifetime access. Okay. Update, you can link it to wherever you want. That's fine. Design. I'm going to come down to text, and I'm going to just bring it down a little bit. That looks a bit better. And then I will click on it again, and the background, I want it to be that pinky purple. So I'll just choose that. Now you notice the text is white, but you can change the color right here. Okay. And then that's the first page right there, eh? So, you know, in a couple of minutes, I've already pretty much mimicked the front right here. Obviously, there's little things like sizing and stuff, but I'm not going to get too crazy into detail. If you wanted to know about spacing and things like that, no doubt you'll want to. What you do is you want to come to spacing, and over here, you've got margin, right? And you can pull it up and down so you can see it's making margin at the top. And if you want to make the top and the bottom at the same time, just click on the top and the bottom, and whatever's highlighted is how much it's going to go, right? So you can see from there, and that's margin. You've also got padding, so it's all pretty self-explanatory. So that's very cool. I'll just move this. Yep, so that's cool. So we'll go on to the next part. which is this little bit of text, right? So that's pretty simple. So what I'll do is I'll come back to blocks, and you can build these without the blocks. I just find it much easier to build off something that's already created. It saves a lot of time, especially it's personal preference, but that's what I like. So this here, you know, we've got sort of bold text, heading text, and then paragraph text. So something like this looks relatively good. So what you want to do is drag it across one more time and scroll down. And as soon as it goes there, you'll see the blue highlight. Sometimes it takes a few seconds for the blue to appear, but just keep playing around until you see it, and then drop it. What it's going to do is it's going to drop here. Now, as we're using the wireframes, the background's always going to start off as gray. So just start off by making the background white. Makes it a lot more cleaner, a lot more easier. Now, once again, I'm just going to copy the text. Now, when you create your pages, obviously, you're going to have your own custom text. I just want to sort of show you how easy it actually is. I think I'll change the size of the font a little bit. So I'll bring that down to about there. That looks good. And then grab this paragraph text. So you can see how it's coming together quite nicely. It's not, once again, the easiest builder, but it's a great start. It's only going to get better with time, if you know what I mean. So that looks pretty good so far. I'll just delete this. I don't think I need it. Action link. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so that's cool. Now you see I've got a bit of a gap here. What you can do is play around with the spacing. I'm still getting used to which one's actually what, so you'll see me playing around with it a little bit. This will be the one, I believe. Spacing 10:10. This is it. And what we want to do is just play with the spacing around here, just to make it a little bit nicer. Yeah, something around there. I'm not sure. It looks pretty good the way it is. It's going to be one of these spacing things. I'm not going to hold up too much of your time playing around with it though. Or what I could do is simply choose this one. I got 20 here, 20 there. I could bring this down and see it's brought it up. That's the one I was looking for. Alright, so that looks pretty good so far. So we've got this, and then we've got that part, right? And as you can see, it's coming together nice and quickly. Now, for this next section, what we can do is we could pretty much choose the same layout, I believe, because it's sort of the same sort of stuff, right? This is an image, and this is just text with a button. So what we can do to save time is just go through the same steps once again, okay? So what I'm going to do now is come back to blocks, come back to wireframes, come back to all blocks, and just look for the same one again. Now you can actually duplicate this, but I just want to make sure you guys are understanding how to put blocks from one place to another, just so you know how to edit things, right? So once again, here's our module, here's our block. I'm just going to drag it. There actually might be a better suited one. I might actually delete that and find one without the heading, or I could just delete the heading. Same. I just delete the heading, it's fine. All right, so I'm gonna go to background once again, white. Yep. I'm gonna delete this. What I'm gonna do is come back to elements, look for the image block again. Wait for it to show up, drop it. Once again, click on it, configure, choose image. And I'm going to get the GrooveFunnels image. Go back to the builder, and then you can drop it in once again and press the upload. I've already got it here though, so I'm just going to save a few moments. Click select, and then once again press update. And there it is. Now it's a little bit smaller than the other one, but I'm not going to play around with the sizing too much on this. You can play around with it, it's just the padding, all that sort of stuff. Now, same thing here, the text. So I'm just going to go ahead, copy these, paste it. You'll see you won't be able to actually paste it until the little font tab comes up. So that looks pretty good. I might actually just decrease the font a little bit. You can see here. Just gonna change it. Yep, like so. Not just a page and funnel builder. paste that. It's all pretty good. Now you'll notice there's these things, right? So it's little ticks with text, but there's not a place to put it. So what we can do is come back to elements, come down to icon list item, right? So it's like a specific one, and I'm going to click it here. Now it looks like for some reason it hasn't got any spacing between I'll just remove this spacing quickly. Hasn't got any spacing between that and the button. So what I might do is I might just give the button some margin. So I might just come here, give it a bit of margin. That looks better. And I want to customize this button before I duplicate it, right? So the way we can do it is click on the icon and then come to configure. Scroll down until you find the icon you want to use. I'm looking for a tick and a box. So it must be around here somewhere. I think you might even be able to Google search it. Shouldn't be too hard though. There it is. Okay. So if I, what did I not do? Configure. Now what we want to do is just scroll down until we find the tick. Now just be warned, there is a load of icons, so if you're looking for the tick as well, it's quite easy to pass. Right, so I've chosen the tick. You'll see it's got check circle, which is cool. You've got your size, your color, so I'm going to give it a green color. And just move this. Yep. So we've got that. What else do we need to do? That's fine. So I'm just going to go ahead, click update. Now, as you see on the left here, it's added. It's quite a bit bigger than I anticipated. So what I might do is just bring down the size a little bit. I'll go from I'll try 2x and update that. So that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. But you'll notice the text is a little bit higher, doesn't quite line up to the middle. So what I might do is actually come on, highlight the text, and just give the padding just a quick little bit. So that looks like it's in the middle more. I could even give a little bit of padding to the left if I wanted to. So you can see it's coming up. So all in all, that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is first I'll close that. Is now we've got our basic icon thing. What I recommend you do if you are using these is trying to duplicate the list. It's got two different parts to the list. It's going to be a real prick to actually duplicate. But what you can actually do to select the whole thing is at the bottom you've got your hierarchy. You can click on the list icon here, and then it's going to highlight everything, and then you can duplicate from there, right? So duplicate 6 times to match the 6 icons. Then you can come back, and then we can just paste everything in, right? Super easy. Just make sure you've actually highlighted the text when you're doing it. So you can see how it can come together quite quickly. You don't really need any web skills, so to speak, especially considering, like I mentioned earlier, it is free. I'll just quickly do these last ones. I won't do too much more of the site. I don't want to create too much of a long tutorial. Now, as you can see, it's being a little bit fiddly right now. That's one of the things they'll be working on over time. Obviously, it was launched a little bit earlier. They wanted to just provide some value to, I'll delete that, whatever happened there. They just wanted to provide some value for COVID, so they launched a little bit early. Right, and I will paste that there. Right, so that looks pretty good. Now what I can actually do is I can customize the button if I want, or I could just press delete, and I might copy this one, duplicate, and then hover over the moving tool. Oops, move it to the bottom. Yep, like so. So now we are here. So that's starting to get there. A little bit of size difference, but nothing too major, right? And then we'll do one more module. So this one's sort of like a testimonial type thing. So what we can do is come to blocks once again, wireframes, or blocks. I like to see things visually rather than expecting to know what they are. And I'm just going to come down, look for a testimonial block that's already made. Keep scrolling, and there will be one here for sure. If I come down, this is where they are here. This one looks pretty good. So I'll just once again click, hold and drag and wait till it comes to the bottom. Let go once it is. Here it is. I'm going to get rid of the quotation marks like so. Make the background white like so, and then I can just copy and paste the text once again, and it will fit in there quite nicely. So I can make this text a bit smaller if I want, like so, and then so forth. I can get the picture and everything. So it's pretty basic, right? So if we're looking at quotation blocks again, you know, I could come down, look for all blocks. I think these ones are at the bottom, so you can see there's two ones. There's side by sides, up and downs. There's two there, so you can just drag that in. That'll be that block. This, it's once again just a button, some text, and this one's a video. It's the same sort of thing. And then finally there's just 4 sections, which you can find the further you go down. You know, there's some actually skeleton ones here, so you could fill in the text yourself. There are some footer blocks, but as you can see, it is actually really easy to create this. What we want to do, click save. And then once we've saved it, once we're sort of happy with the design, let's just say it was going to a different page. Maybe you wanted to have like a cart on there. Maybe you wanted to have a cart on this page. What you can do is you can find your blocks. You can find the wireframes. You look for all blocks, and then you can look for the checkout cart, right? Now, if you are selling something, there is Groove Sell, which actually comes free with GroovePages. You can use that, and you can just set up your product so it's automatically sold. So once again, same thing, drag your checkout cart block onto there. You know, here's your block. All your settings for Groove Sell will be integrated into this part here. So you can easily integrate your payment gateway, your products, all that sort of stuff. I'll just make, yep, that looks a lot better. You can make this box gray if you wanted to make it look a little bit more interesting. Move me a little bit, there we go. Yep, so that looks nice. So you can see how easy it really is. Another cool part of it is if you wanted to, you know, create a first page and then a second page, sort of like a sales funnel, you can right click on this and clone it. And instead of having to go ahead and make 2 pages and then customize them all again, you've already got all the basic building blocks right here, right? So then you can just link them to each other, and you know, it's real simple to do. But this is pretty much how you know, build it all together. It's really easy. Whatever you want your buttons to do, you can configure them. Like, so it can go to, you know, a pop-up, different page, different block, all that sort of stuff. And then once you're ready to go, all you need to do is go publish. And then it's going to say if you want to host it on GroovePages, you can use it for free. You can use their own subdomain, you can use your own domain. There's all these different things. But what we want to do for this particular one, so this is going to be my, I'll just call it B limits. And so what this is going to do is I can just host it on this site now, and I'm going to call my page, I'll just call it GroovePages. So here's my new domain, right? So this is what you'll have to do the first time. So I'll just copy that, press publish, and finally content saved will appear. Now, one thing to note is it might not always be instant to start with, especially on your first page. So if you go straight to this landing page right now, it might not be there. But just give it a few minutes, and I'm just going to let it set for a few minutes and just show you a few extra things. So we've also got mobile views here. I should have probably mentioned earlier. And here you can actually adjust all the imagery, all the sizings and everything. It's all straightforward, exactly what we went through, all the spacings, everything down here, borders, sizing. So everything's there. Just work through it. I always start with desktop, make sure it looks good in desktop, then go back through and optimize it for mobile. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's actually a really good looking page, right? What we can actually do, if you want, is actually preview it. So I'm just going to save it once again in case I move something around, and I'm going to click preview. Once again, if it's your first time, it might not work straight away, but this is what the live page that I've just created looks like. You can tell because I've got the cart here. This is just the placeholder. You'll actually put your GrooveCell integration with that once you create products. I haven't created any yet, so that's cool. But what we can do, just to check once again, I can click on this web page now, and let's see if it opens up. Yep. So this is actually live. I'll pull down the screen a little bit so you can see that web page is actually live now, which is really cool, and it's built completely for free. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a free web page if you just need it for a simple opt-in, if you just want to sell a simple product, anything like that. You know, this is absolutely perfect for it. So hopefully you've learned a little bit how to use GrooveFunnels. Everything else now is just like, you know, optimizing, customizing, that sort of thing. There's nothing really else that you sort of need to know. It's all pretty straightforward from here on in, you know. So you've got pages on the left if you want to create multiple pages for different things, right? So once again, if you want to clone it, just click clone, and it's actually going to create a second version. When you save it, it's going to have your saved thing. So if you wanted to create multiple pages, you know, you can create pages, then link them together. If it's like a bridge page to an opt-in page, that sort of thing is perfect for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to go to other things like your integrations, you know, the site settings, all that sort of stuff, that's all in here. I'll give you a few little examples. You've got your favicon, your title of your page. So I can call this GroovePages. If this was my store, I could call it the B Limits store, or whatever you call it, you know, guitar shop, whatever it is you're trying to provide, you know, free ebook, something like that. Your favicons here, upload it the same exact way. If you've got CSS, you can put it in there. Here's all your tracking codes. That's your Facebook, Google Analytics, all that sort of stuff. It's all relatively simple, right? It just takes a little bit of time to actually go in and play with the software. And then once you've done it once, you know, it's just easy. It's like riding a bike. So hopefully that works. And of course, there's the pop-up creator. If you want to create a pop-up, same sort of stuff. All you'll have to do is choose a template. There's loads of templates already here. You can either choose a default, or I think you can potentially start from scratch. Let's just say we're going to use this basic one. So here it's like a newsletter thing, something like that. You can just edit the text once again. Double click until the toolbar pops up. This is I could say join the newsletter, or you know, get this offer or something like that. Enter your name and email to get sent the information, right? And then this is already sort of set up as a form submit, as you can see. But if you wanted to do that, so that's cool, you can click save and exit, and then when you click on this button, all you'll need to do is link it to the pop-up, right? So click on the button, configure link to, instead of a URL, which you could have if you want it to go to a different page, you could have pop-up, and then you need to choose the pop-up, which is pop-up 1. Then you can click update. Now you see it's changed to button, so you might have to change that text again. Get lifetime access to whatever it was, you know. Yeah, something like that. So that's pretty much it, you know. It's super easy. I'm happy to help out if you guys get stuck, especially if you use the button and you join through me. It'll just make all the difference to this channel, help support it. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you've learned a thing or two. It's a really cool software, especially for free. I've said it 100 times now, but I can't believe it's actually like this. I've been paying, you know, up to 50 bucks, 30 bucks a month just for basic builders like this, and this is probably more comprehensive, so very cool. Anyway, before I wrap it up, I'm just going to jump back to the other camera and let you know a few things, and we'll call it a day. Alright, so that is GroovePages. As you can see, it wasn't too hard to actually build a page. There was a few little niggly bits, but that's because it's such a new software. Once again, they did release it a little bit early, I believe, because COVID-19 hit. They just wanted to help out, which is absolutely great of them. You know, Mike Filsaime is a really nice guy. But that's GroovePages. Once again, if you haven't joined, make sure you use the link in the description. You will get free access. And if you've liked this video, just let me know by giving it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. I'm more than excited to share some more cool tools like this that are absolutely free, or ones that can actually help you grow your business nice and big. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.